Hi, in this video, I want to go through a somatic tracking exercise for anxiety. So I'm gonna ask you to close your eyes and just start by focusing on your breath. And just notice the air as it's coming in through your nose and out through your mouth or nose. And just try to slow your body down. Just focusing only on the breath, trying to let everything else that happened already in the day or anything you have to do after this, just set it aside for right now. And so we're going to be doing the somatic tracking for anxiety today. And, just understanding that anxiety can be put your nervous system in this state of high alert. And when our nervous system is in this state of high alert, it can produce many things. And we know when we get anxious, sometimes we feel that in our body. And that's what we're going to work with today. But sometimes also when we have high levels of anxiety, that can affect our nervous system's output of pain and symptoms. So when we're anxious or stressed, it can also increase our physical symptoms. So today we're going to work through the body with noticing how anxiety feels in the body. So go ahead and just keep focusing on your breath. And I want you to scan your body from head to toe. And just kind of initially just notice, that sense of anxiety. I want you to, we don't want to create anxiety so much, but maybe think of something that happened recently. Maybe that's not like a 9 or 10 out of 10 anxiety level, but something maybe in the middle, like a 4 or 5 or 6. Something that makes you somewhat anxious, but not so much that it's gonna, really, we don't want to wake up a lot of those symptoms and emotions. So just think of something, and as you think of that experience or that event or that person, I want you to just notice where you feel that in your body. So just kind of scan from your head down to your toes and just feel, kind of where you feel that. You might feel it in your back, you might feel it in your chest or your shoulders or your jaw and your head. Just take a few seconds now to notice where that lives. Where does that anxiety live? And I invite you to watch this sensation with a sense of kind of detached curiosity, without any fear or judgment. We're just noticing it and exploring it. Just kind of with this sense of wonder and curiosity. You don't need to do anything to it. You don't need to change it or move it in any way. We're just observing it. And what I want you to do is see if you can describe to yourself where you feel this, what body part, and what does it feel like? Is it like some people describe it as like a gripping or a sharp, or some people describe it more as like a flowy, like liquid or gas, constriction. Just notice how that feels and try to put as many descriptors on it as you can. And as long as this feeling is manageable, we'll go ahead and move on. If you're feeling a little more anxious, like if that kind of anxiety sensation is going up to like a 7 or 8, just take a few minutes. You can pause the video and just come back to your breath and try to find a pleasant sensation in the body. Usually the breath can kind of be very calming, or if there's another area in your body that feels safe and good, like maybe your legs or your hips or your hands, something like that. And just, if it's too high, just wait till it comes back down a little bit. So just continue to follow that sensation, the sensation of anxiety, where that feels in the body that we talked about earlier, with the same energy you would watching like fish go by in a fish tank or clouds going by in the sky. Just kind of notice it, acknowledge it, and just kind of watch it move on. And again here, see if you can find any other descriptors. Is there a character or a shape? Or even some people describe like a color, if that rings true to you. If not, don't worry about it. Don't stress if you're not seeing a color. It's okay. And just notice what's happening as you pay attention to it. Does it intensify? Does it subside? Does it feel like it's moving around or changing shapes? Or kind of quality, like is it going from like a sharp kind of tightness to maybe more of an airy feeling? I know sometimes it feels kind of like something threatening is going on in your body and your environment, but we know that you're safe and okay. We're simply showing that safety is really important in the brain. And we want to soothe this primitive part of your brain. So just coming back to your breath, taking a deep breath, and knowing every time you take a deep breath and fully exhale, that you're demonstrating safety to your brain. Not only in this moment, but we are training our brain through neuroplasticity for it to be rewired for safety. So again, just kind of coming back to the breath. And we're going to finish up here with just giving yourself a little self-compassion and gratitude for taking the time and effort to work on your nervous system. It's not always easy. And we don't always see the results right away, as if, we go for a workout and it's like we're sweaty. We feel really good after a workout because we've increased our heart rate, and we can kind of feel that in our body. And sometimes working with the nervous system, it can be very subtle. So just try to pay attention to those subtle things, especially when we're doing the somatic tracking, if we're doing it with pain, or if we're doing it with dizziness, or an emotion or a sensation like anxiety and how that feels in your body. Just notice, the change that it feels physically in your body. It might have started, all across your front of your chest and maybe finished with a little bit of tightness in the shoulder. And know when those sensations start to move around, change location, or particularly decrease, or even kind of change in quality from like a stronger sensation to a kind of a more lighter sensation. Like if it's dense, it kind of feels more airy or liquid. But the nervous system is listening, and those are all signs that we're making positive changes in the nervous system. So put both hands over your heart and just take a few breaths here, breathing into your heart. And thank yourself and give yourself gratitude for taking the time to heal your nervous system.